T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
Welcome to The Twisted 10. I am one of your hosts. My name is Tach, and just to the right of me...
Hey, I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Adam.
And we also have sitting over on the chaise...
Andrea Joy, the Lady Lounge.
Welcome. And we also have a guest in the show with us today.
Hey, this is Jay Alvarez.
Jay, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
It's good to have you back in the studios, man. I got to tell you.
It's fun to be back. It's fun to have something to occupy my time.
He's never been on this show before.
That's true. You've never been on the show. Usually when we have a guest on this show, they host. Is he hosting this week?
Oh, would you bring up the list?
No, because
He
this
was
is
not prepared.
Yeah, this was a surprise drop by.
Yep.
Yeah. What happened was I was delivering something, and I got asked if I party, and I said, well, yes, I do. And then this happened.
And you make movies. We would like you to be in this movie, Mr. Delivery Guy.
Wait, I think she just took this to a porn, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
No lie, though. I literally, when I knocked on the door and Adam opened up, I was like, I'm here for the gangbang.
He didn't tell us.
Oh,
And then I walk in and find a woman on a chaise lounge. And I'm like, yeah. Nailed it.
paint me like one of your French girls, Adam.
So, I don't know if you're aware, Jay, or for the listeners who don't know how the show works. Basically, different host every week. Usually it's the guest, if we have one, but we'll let it go this time. Is you come up with a unique top 10 list, and everybody just breaks it down, discusses it, hacks it, whatever. So that's the premise of the show.
Sounds fun.
Yep, pretty much it. We don't get our lists from like BuzzFeed or any of your other typical top 10 lists that are out there online. However, they can inspire these lists, that's for sure.
Right.
But we make our own, and they're unique to us. Like, the best one I think is a unique perspective is our other host that we had one time, the guest, Ray Brito. He did the top 10 comics that were influential to him. So it was, only a list, and I'm sure those guys were in top 10 lists somewhere, but it was only his list of comics that were influential to him.
Yeah.
All right. I dig it.
Like I took, I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you the topic first because the name of one website explains exactly what my topic is.
All right. What's our topic this week from you, Tach?
Okay, so, and that's another thing. Nobody knows what list the host is bringing, so it's a surprise. So this week is the top 10 twisted and unusual deaths.
Deaths?
Deaths.
Well, we're going morbid with this.
Yes.
I love this.
And I got my references from unusualdeaths.com, list25.com, Wikipedia, and just some random news stories.
Everything on the internet's truthful, isn't it?
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Yes.
So, as we know, the death is imminent and all around us, and there's really nothing we can do about it. For instance...
I believe I live forever.
Not me. I'm cheating that baby forever.
Like, as soon as I hit 40, like, that age makes you realize your own demise, and you realize your own mortality.
You're on that down
Not at
slope.
40. 40's so young.
It's like, oh my god, it's scary. So I constantly am thinking about, what are you doing over there, Jay?
I'm
So
going to be
much.
potty training by then when I'm 40.
You're going to be potty training?
My baby.
Oh, I thought depends. I didn't know where you were going with that.
No, I wear those all the time. It's just called laziness.
You should see it. He doesn't let her take it off, guys. It's disturbing.
So me personally, like, I've been, like, not obsessed with death, but, like, the fear of death. And it's not even death specifically, it's just, like, suffering in any way.
All right.
So, like, that's one of my... it's not really an irrational fear, because it will happen eventually, and that's what's scary.
Do we need to put you on the chaise and turn you around backwards so we can be your psychologist and talk to us?
Maybe.
Did this start when your father took you to the circus and you saw little tiny elephants?
A lot of them, too. They're weird. So we're going to talk about deaths and unusual deaths.
All right.
Okay, this is in no particular order, and I do not have a twist this week, so...
Okay.
No particular order, but Number 10.
Number 10.
10.
Entitled this one the 4th of July. Okay, so on July 4th, 2013, a 7-year-old Virginia boy was hit by a stray bullet while awaiting the start of 4th of July fireworks display. Police in Virginia said they believe Brandon McKay was struck on top of the head by a bullet fired into the air. They said he was walking with his father in a crowd at Swift Creek Reservoir when he fell bleeding. He died at a hospital the next day. The police said they believe it was a shot fired as much as 5 miles away.
Like a celebratory gunfire type shot?
Yep.
No
What
shit.
goes up must come down.
This is actually a lot more common than you think. I grew up in major cities, so I know in Chicago it's a huge deal. In Miami, they actually put out warnings. Do not fire guns in the air, because it actually happened in Miami a few years ago.
People don't think they do
Damn.
come down.
Yeah.
But they don't come down
At
with the same-
terminal velocity.
Well, terminal velocity for a bullet's about 125 miles an hour. That's what a terminal velocity for a bullet's going to be. Is that?
It's
I mean,
odd
I
that
guess
you would
that's-
know that.
Well, because it's got terminal velocity for something with, for the Earth is 124 feet per second. That's just a general term. That's
I'm
what.
sorry, you've already confused me.
What's? Oh God, this is the nerd coming out of me. I'm sorry, but it's without
Yes,
without
let's
resistance.
Release it.
So, like a plane falling is not going to come at terminal velocity unless it's nosediving. So, because it's got resistance, it has the
Drag.
ability to lift and drag. Thank you. Something like a feather in a perfect vacuum is when it would hit terminal velocity. A bullet is going to almost hit that because it's aerodynamic. So it's going to almost hit that. So that equates to about 124 to 135, somewhere in there, unless you're, of course I might be wrong, because the one dude that did the skydive,
You're not factoring in resistance and the type of material that's falling from the earth.
what was the one guy that jumped out of the thing for
Felix
Red Bull?
Baumgartner.
Yeah, he broke the speed of sound. That's 700 miles an hour.
That I know. I knew that.
But still, okay, let's pretend the bullet is going 120 miles an hour. I don't want to get hit by a car, which has much more mass,
Right.
going 120 miles an hour, much less something this tiny.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
That's going to go right through you.
Just like Taco Bell.
Every nerd is challenging my nerdism. Nerdism?
And I challenge you,
Nerddom?
nerds.
I can
Nerddom.
totally eat Taco Bell right now.
God.
That was so random. Where did that come from?
He was talking about Taco Bell.
He said the bullet was going to run right through him, and I said, just like Taco Bell.
Oh,
And
got
that
it.
And that made me excited about Taco Bell going through me.
started this conversation on its terminal velocity downward spiral.
Just call me Taco Bell then.
No, the first time I heard of that, actually, it was a war story. We were in line, and we were in Baghdad, and we were standing in line at the chow tent, and this dude just fell. Like, what the fuck just happened? And he just fell, and blood started coming out of his head.
Holy shit.
Because in Iraq, it's huge. Celebratory gunfire is huge.
A lot of
there.
Middle Eastern countries are that way.
Yeah. There we are standing in line one day, waiting for steak, and
The
There
dude
went-
drops because of that.
there went Smith.
That's
I've seen guys out there just get drilled when you go into the chow halls, and they've got the clearing chamber where you clear, because you're supposed to go there with no ammo in your gun.
Yeah.
And your magazines are detached from your gun while you're going into
You
the chow
shouldn't be
hall.
loaded in the camp first of all. Yeah.
Well, the only people in the camp that were loaded were the MPs, but other than that, the guys had their clips on their side, and their ARs were just hanging on them. But everyone that carried a gun,
we call them M4s in the military.
oh, well, I'm not a gun guy, so I don't know. But they would clear their gun, so they would clear it and pull the trigger in the clearing chamber. And this motherfucker had a round still in the chamber, and he cleared it and shot into the clearing barrel. And this fucking one star was eating lunch in the chow hall right there, and he comes fucking hauling ass out of there and just lays this guy right against the wall and just tears his ass apart for not clearing properly. Oof.
Two odd things about that. You're right. The clearing barrel is exactly where that's supposed to happen. So why would you get in trouble when that happens?
Well,
it's a good thing we use this.
Yeah.
Well.
Two, how do you not know guns, but you know the terminal velocity of a damn bullet?
I absorb weird things, I'm just saying, like candy and cookies.
Andrea.
Yeah. Yeah.
gross. All right. Let's move on. Number 9.
Number 9.
This one I entitled Tommy Cooper. All right, Tommy Cooper was an international star. He was a comedian and a magician, but suffered from severe stage fright even though he had a career which spanned over 40 years. He drank a lot and smoked as many as 40 cigars a day to calm his nerves.
Jesus.
Yeah. On April 15th, 1984, during a live televised performance, he collapsed on stage, and the audience, including his assistant, thought it was part of the act and laughed. As he died, he had a heart attack. Television producer quickly cut to commercial and dragged him off stage, and he was pronounced dead soon.
Holy shit.
There's actually a video of this on YouTube. You can actually watch it happen. And it's so sad because this guy like falls and collapses. Audience is just laughing. Ah! Even the assistant was up there going, ha, that guy's crazy. And then then he fell back again, which looked a little comedic. So it made the crowd laugh even more. Ah! You know.
Holy shit. They didn't know they were witnessing a death on their hands.
How horrifying. Oh, my mic's off.
There you go.
Hey, I'm back, guys.
I may have to teach you how to use a microphone. You may have not have ever used one before.
It's seldom that I get the opportunity to do so.
I think that's the only mic with a clip on it, like a power button on the mic, I think.
Yeah, it's a cheap
We
mic.
gave him the only one that had a button on it. And what does he do?
I push buttons.
He pushes it.
So,
How horrifying is that? The last thing you hear as you're dying is people laughing.
a crowd of people watching you laughing, doing nothing about it.
But wait a minute. As a stand-up comic, wouldn't that be something that would be good to hear?
You want to kill, but not yourself.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
That sucks. Now,
He has never been funnier than the moment he died.
They felt horrible.
It's like Ray asking, so hey, how'd everybody do tonight? Oh, Jay killed it. No, he killed himself. He's dead now.
He died. Yeah, he's no longer with
It's
us.
fucking funny.
It's the best night we've had, though. I will not be watching that. I'm not a Faces of Death kind of guy. I do not like those things, so
Gotcha.
keep that one, buddy. I'm not going to look.
All right, let's move on. Number 8.
Number 8.
I titled this one "No Man Had Gone Before." You may already know the story, but it's about Anton Yelchin.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I don't recognize
Okay,
that at all.
he's the guy that was in the Star Trek
He
movies.
played Chekhov in the new
Chekhov.
Star Wars spinoffs.
Oh,
He
I
was
didn't hear
also
how he
in-
died. I heard he died, but I didn't hear how he died.
Oh yeah, this is bizarre. Here's the story. Talented actor, having starred in several prominent film TV roles, was found deceased after failing to meet with friends who visited his home to check on him, and when he didn't went to check on him when he didn't show. He was found pinned between his Jeep Cherokee and a brick wall. His Jeep was found to be still running and in neutral. The Jeep was pushing with such force that it bent the gate beside the brick wall.
Was it like going downhill? Was gravity pulling it
I don't
down?
know, I guess the story is he parked, and it was his gate to his house, I think, and then he had to get out for something, and somehow his own vehicle crushed him between him and the gate.
That's bizarre. That seems super suspicious, though.
No, there's actually a recall out on Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler vehicles because the parking brake isn't engaging.
Really?
Yeah, I work in a related industry, and yeah, they had just announced that recall probably like 4 or 5 days prior, and then this happened.
Oh, that sucks.
That's horrible.
Damn it.
So bizarre. I mean, did you ever see the other movie he was in? Dog?
Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog.
Yeah.
Did you see that one? That was a good movie.
He played a great Chekhov. I thought that was one of the best characters in that new reboot.
I love anybody who hasn't watched the new movie. This isn't a spoiler alert. It happens at the end, but it's disconnected from the story. He starts explaining where I think it was like rum or something was invented by Russians, which is great because every Russian I've ever met always tells me that the best things in the world are created in Russia. Yeah, everything from things that obviously weren't invented in Russia, like the cotton gin. We all know it's an American. The cotton gin was a Russian invention. It was invented in Russia, changed all lives.
Actually, that's a good point. Every Russian I've ever known has been incredibly pretentious.
Yep.
They
Like Texans.
yeah. My second favorite team as of right now is the Dallas Cowboys.
Russians, the Texans of the international community.
Did you hear what the Cowboys owner just said? I know this is way off track, but we kind of tied Texas back to NM Sports a little bit. The Dallas Cowboys owner said he would fire. He doesn't care who it is, the player, manager. Well, not owner because he's the owner. He doesn't care who it is on their team. If they don't stand during the national anthem, you know, the controversy with Colin Kaepernick, he would fire them on the spot.
I
no
want
questions
every
asked.
Cowboy to sit down.
He'll fire the
And
whole
the
team.
whole
He's a
thing.
billionaire. He don't give a fuck.
I know he will, but will he actually let go of the Cowboys and will he let go of America's team?
You know what? To get that favoritism out of his state, he definitely would. He doesn't get. He's the richest guy in Texas, dude. He doesn't
Still got
care.
the Houston Texans. I can buy them.
Pretty much. All right, sorry, Tach. We completely
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Who the hell are the Dallas Cowboys?
completely tangented here.
You and your sports guys. All right. This next one's interesting.
Number
7.
7.
All right. This one I entitled Avatar.
Oh, I like that movie.
It's aptly named. And so did this guy. A 42-year-old man with a history of hypertension from Taiwan died 11 days after having a stroke while in the theater watching 2009 James Cameron film Avatar in 3D. According to the emergency room physician that oversaw the man when he arrived at the hospital, his stroke was due to becoming overexcited due to the emotional effects of the film.
Wow.
Now, was the gentleman conscious when he got to the hospital? Like, was he able to actually say that, or is this what the doctor?
I guess what the doctor found out.
So the doctor was paid by James Cameron, is what you're saying.
James Cameron killed
That's
the
like
guy.
the best critical review of a movie.
Yeah, no
It
kidding.
was so emotionally pulling.
We
A
killed the
man
guy.
died.
Look, I understand. The first time I saw Avatar was amazing. I mean, it was just leaps forward in CGI, and just the effects used in that movie were fantastic. And they also had fantastic actors that played these characters and the voiceovers and everything. So I get it, but damn, stroking out. Of course, he already had hypertension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like
But-
it.
You didn't like Avatar?
I literally, before I watched Avatar, I had just watched Fern Gully with my son.
Got it.
And I was like, this is Fern Gully. This is literally, I just watched this movie.
I saw that
It's
movie
Fern, it's
when it
Fern
was
Gully.
called Fern
Yeah,
Gully.
it's Fern Gully minus Robin Williams. Like, where's Robin Williams in this movie?
I will tell you the one thing that almost ruined it and almost cheesed it up for me was something in that movie. Not the blue creatures, not the you connect your ponytail with their tails and that's the same way you have sex. Not that part either. Not that.
What? That's dirty.
Well, no, that's how.
That's straight out of Demolition Man.
The Avatarians
shells.
or whatever, how they have sex is when they hook their ponytails up together and they like go together. But that's also how they control animals. So it's a little weird. Anyway. The one thing
Bestiality's big on
on Nanu or Naru, where was that place
Sorry,
called? The one thing that almost ruined it for me was the name of the element they were there to get.
Well, unobtainium.
Unobtainium?
Oh,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
It says it's in the name.
Yeah.
that was one of those like place builders. Like, I don't know what to call this. We'll just call it unobtainium for now.
That's like-
and no one caught on until it was like they were already like the last day of film. Like, holy shit,
We went with that.
never changed it.
They got us.
Yeah. That was, I'm like, come on,
It's
dude.
just
I
going to
could
cost way too much money to reshoot at this point. And that's where Robin Williams came in. You pointed at Nabu Nabu. That was the name of the planet. It was a Mork and Mindy sent off.
holy shit.
We found it. We found it, gentlemen. James Cameron, you can stop making the movies. We figured it out.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Number 6.
Number 6.
All right. Do you like to play golf?
I have 2 sets of sticks in the garage, but I haven't played in 5 years now.
I was third on the golf team in high school.
I enjoy a good round of putt-putt.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Glow in the dark golf.
I enjoy golf too, and I want to get back out there again once it cools off. Anyway, that's all I had. No, it has to do with that. Okay, so this is Navy Lieutenant George Pryor, who was 30, died while playing golf at a course in Arlington, Virginia, due to a sudden extreme allergic reaction to Drakenil?
Oregano. Is that like a wrapper Tylenol?
Oregano?
Its main ingredient is unobtainium.
Oregano. It's a fungicide used to maintain the green on golf courses.
Oh, okay.
Pryor, that's the guy's name, had a habit of carrying his tea in his teeth in between shots.
Oh, I've
which
done that
caused
too.
him to unknowingly ingest a small amount of the chemical.
Wow, and that?
Why would you stick that in the dirt and then put it in your mouth?
Why wouldn't you?
That's how you get worms
Listen,
in
this
your
is
butthole.
listen, Andrea. This is man business here. All right, that's just what men do on the golf
That's why
course.
little boys get worms. They keep eating dirt.
That's why grown men die, because they put teas in
And
them.
then when they die,
Have you
they
not
want
been
to
paying
pay
And
them.
attention?
died to do this. So.
Yeah, you know what? That is a
He
good question.
he was a sailor. He died for a right to do this.
Why do guys put golf tees in their mouth? Because where do you go to the bathroom on the golf course? on the golf course. You don't go to the clubhouse. You just go where you are. I mean, that's a known thing that guys do.
You go in the bushes or the trees, not like right there.
Wait, are you doing that?
Adam P's right in the cup.
Yeah, Gary didn't have to wash his hands.
You kidding? I just, as I'm driving the cart, just right out the side.
Yeah, I thought that's what those puddles in the holes were from.
Just fell each one up at every hole. All right, so let's take a little break.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to
do 1 through 5.
Oh yeah,
5 through 1.
Good job.
Well, we're also going to hear about maybe some on-set deaths.
Oh, okay.
And also a good alcohol-related incident that I think you might like, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go pee in a ball wash.
Oh, man. All right, we will be right back.
You with a flash, too fly to be a stab. Front of me, I'm like, blah, boyfriend riding in the whip 'cause I drive stick. Stunting is a
Here at the Twisted 10, we love the participation that we get out of our listeners, both through email, thetwisted10@gmail.com, or through our Facebook messages. If you have your own idea for a top 10 list that you want either Andrea, Tach, or myself to read, shoot us a direct message and let us know. Even better, if you are interested in coming and guesting on the studio, we can either set it up over the internet, so anywhere in the world, or if you want to come into our studio in here, let us know that as well. No other podcasts let their listeners take over the entire podcast for the hour, but that's kind of the concept behind the Twisted 10. So let us know. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, so welcome back to the show.
All right.
If you remember, we are discussing top 10 twisted and unusual deaths. I almost said if you're just joining us, but that's just silly.
Would they join us halfway through?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I've hit the fast forward a few times by accident.
Oh, went too far. Go back.
Yeah. So what we talked about so far was the boy on the 4th of July getting hit by the stray bullet.
Sad and sent me down a nerd, incorrect nerd lingos.
The things you know.
Yes.
Then we talked about Tommy Cooper. He was the magician comedian that had a heart attack live on stage. Next one was No Man Had Gone Before. That was Anton Yelkin, the Russian kid who was crushed by his own car.
Yeah, that's sad.
Avatar, the guy who had a stroke because Avatar was so exciting. And the Navy lieutenant who died by sticking the tea in his mouth and getting poisoned.
The golf tee, not the sweet tea. The sweet tea's fine, folks. He wasn't in Flint, Michigan. They weren't using the tap water. It's the golf tee.
Golf tea, excuse me. So now we're at number 5.
Number 5.
There it
Sorry.
is. I'm entitled this one Mission Complete, sort of. I don't know. I couldn't think of a dumb name for this one.
Mission complete. All right.
So here we go. This is a little bit, what are those called when it's instant karma?
Karma.
Kind of one of those things.
Yeah, instant karma.
It's just
is
karma. It just happens instantly.
It's called life.
So, Abdullah al-Asiri,
Oh, yeah, I
Oh,
know
God.
him.
He just started the fucking race wars, what he did with that comment.
a 23-year-old member of Al-Qaeda, probably, no, I'm just kidding. It does say it, though. Is a member of Al-Qaeda from Saudi Arabia, died in a failed attempt to assassinate Mohammed bin Nayef, the deputy minister of the Interior of Saudi Arabia.
I know what you're doing. He's the cousin of Who's Been Fartin'. I know. I see what you're doing. That's a Saturday Night Live bit.
You're being racist now. No. Okay. So he's posing as a well-wisher outside of Nayef's home. Assyria waited for Nayef to get within close proximity to him before using his cell phone to activate his suicide bomb, which consisted of a pound of PETN. Do you know what that is?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Peton? I know.
Well, it just says plastic explosive. I don't know. Whatever. And some remote activation electronics that he had hidden inside of his rectal cavity. Assyria was
Good
killed.
Lord.
Was killed instantly upon detonation. Good Lord. But Nayef received only minor injuries due to, in part, of Assyria's body actually partially absorbing the energy of the blast upon exploding.
Good Lord.
He had a big butt.
So he saved the guy he was trying to kill.
Assyria had apparently been hiding the explosive in his anal cavity for more than 24 hours at that point in order to bypass metal detectors and security staff.
You know what they call those, right? Dirty bombs. Come on. Weapons of ass destruction.
Oh, God, it's so funny. I can't take it.
Man.
That's commitment. He had that for 24 hours. That is commitment, sir.
That's what Taco Bell will do to you.
So I kept thinking it was like 72 versions. That's all I kept thinking about the whole time.
There's a comedian that has a 72, well, there's 100 comedians that have a 72 version skit, but one of them asked, did they know it's humans? That's bad. That's bad. Huh? 72 sheep or,
I gotcha.
Had to paint you the picture, Tach, sorry.
Right, and then Robin Williams did a 72 Virginians joke.
That's a good point. I met Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Cool guy.
I'm sorry, you might know him as Robbie, what do you call him?
Yeah. Yo, Rob.
Roy.
Rob.
Yeah.
Rob Roy. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
I entitled this one kind of on the same theme, Shove It Up Your Ass.
All right, I like the theme.
This has to be better. There's no way you named this one Shove It Up Your Ass and not the other one. Now I'm interested.
You'll enjoy this one, Adam. This is the one I was telling you about.
I like to shove things up my... Wait, what?
Okay, Michael Warner, a 58-year-old machine shop operator from Texas, died of alcohol intoxication after receiving an enema from his wife consisting of 2 large bottles of sherry wine.
Ooh.
That's what
Warner
I usually use, but usually
was
just
a-
one.
Warner was a severe alcoholic and was at the time suffering from a throat ailment that left him unable to drink liquids. He had apparently had his wife help with the procedure in order to relieve his cravings, not realizing that compounds like alcohol are absorbed into the bloodstream far more quickly and directly when
ridiculously
administered rectally than when ingested. Warner's wife was cleared of all legal responsibility for his accidental
Wow.
death.
That's got to be the weirdest death that started with, hey, hold my beer.
Wow.
Oh, man.
But he was doing this off of sherry wine. Like, this is a classy dude, man. Like, I take the style.
But why?
I don't always drink things through my
Why
ass,
just
but when
one?
I
Start
do.
with one.
Yeah. That's what failed him. He got a little too ambitious.
Well, actually, that's a great series of questions there. What did they start with to progress to 2 bottles of wine?
How did he convince his wife to do this?
I guess this was the first time.
It's a real question.
Hear me out, baby. I know this is going to sound weird
Now,
the
just
first
listen.
time.
He was from Texas.
Addiction is a horror. It's a terrible thing. I got that. It's terrible, but people will go through apparently extremes to get that fixed.
I am a recovering alcoholic, so yes, I can speak to that.
Did you ever do a
anal
enema?
No.
Jay, come
No
on. now.
anal sherry?
Come on.
No anal sherry, no. PBR,
Now,
maybe.
would you give sherry anal?
Maybe a tab nozzle
I heard it.
of PBR, maybe. But God,
Jesus.
yeah, no. I know dudes that drink hairspray, but I really want to know how that conversation. Yeah,
Wait a
you can
minute,
drink hairspray. Yeah, hairspray's got a proof.
Holy shit.
We do it all the time at work.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
dude,
hairdressers. I would believe that. Yeah.
I would
You
drink.
just spray it in
we
your
just
mouth?
puff it. We just inhale it.
I would drink Listerine, like straight up, just swallow it.
Listerine is not a bad taste. The alcohol out of a hairspray, I can't imagine that would taste good.
I can't imagine that either.
There's
I've never been that
Fented.
hard
You
up.
can get whatever flavor you want.
Ugh.
They do smell really good nowadays.
I remember hairnet from like the early 80s.
I didn't even think
Coconut?
people used hairspray.
What are you
Coconut.
drinking? PBR, what are you drinking? LA Looks? I like Suave.
That's cheap.
That was the point.
You're not drinking hairspray because you can afford anything.
You get what you can at the flea market, all right? I'm just saying.
Use the good stuff on your hair. Drink the cheap stuff.
I think if you
Look, I'm a classy broad. I am drinking John Mitchell. Or Paul Mitchell. Is it Paul Mitchell?
Mitchell.
I don't know. I don't have hair. I don't know.
to a hairdresser, that's yeah.
Especially we're a Paul Mitchell focused salon. That's how I went to Vegas.
Yeah.
I even have a keychain that says Paul Mitchell.
I went drinking with Paul Mitchell last night. Really? You met him? No. I just had a lot of hairspray in the house.
All right, moving on. Number 3.
We're tangenting you a lot, Tach, huh?
It's all good.
Number 3.
Number 3, this one titled just
Three.
Cut.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so John Eric Hexum,
What'd you title it? Wait, what'd you?
Cut.
Oh, Cut. That was okay.
Yeah. Was a 26-year-old actor who was filming an episode of the television series Cover Up in Los Angeles. when he shot himself in the head with a blank round, loaded it into a revolver at point-blank range. A scene had to be filmed an excessive number of times due to various on-set problems.
Like brains on the wall. Sorry.
Interfering with the takes. So between takes, Hexum picked up the prop revolver loaded with a blank, which he believed was completely harmless, to pantomime shooting himself in the head in order to make a frustrated coworker laugh. Once again, hilarious death.
Jesus.
Hexum was unaware that blank rounds discharge a wad of plastic sealant when fired that can be dangerous at close range to unprotected body parts. The discharged material caused enough blunt force trauma to shatter a quarter-sized piece of his skull and project shards into his brain. Hexum was declared dead 6 days later.
It took him 6 days to die, or they just like finally were in on it wasn't actually a joke. He was really dead.
Yeah,
they're like, we said...
the best actor ever, bro.
But did his friend laugh?
That's what's important. He was a little unhappy that day. Jeannie didn't bring the right coffee to him, so he was...
I'm just curious. How would you committing suicide, but pantomiming it to me, with a gun that made a real bang, make me laugh?
I think
He probably wanted to scare the shit out of his friend, and then he was going to have a laugh about it. Like, hey, how did Brandon Lee die? Oh, let me show you.
That was good. That's almost exactly right.
Oh, jeez.
You nailed it. All right, number two. This one I entitled, Watch, I'll Show You.
Ooh, all right.
All right. U.S. Congressman Clement Van Lanningham in 1871 in Ohio at age 57, Van Lanningham was representing a defendant in a murder case for killing a man in a barroom brawl in Hamilton, Ohio. He attempted to prove the victim, Tom Myers, had in fact accidentally shot himself while drawing his pistol from a pocket while rising from a kneeling position. He showed them how he would demonstrate this in the jury. Selecting a pistol he believed to be unloaded, he put it in his pocket and acted the events as they might have happened, snagging the loaded gun on his clothing and unintentionally causing it to discharge into his belly. Although he was fatally wounded, Van Lanningham's demonstration proved his point, and the defendant, Thomas McCain, was acquitted and released from custody.
What are you willing to do to win this case? You willing to pony up, lawyer?
Take one for the team, my friend. Here's my problem with that story. That's a great story, and I'm sorry the guy died, but where are attorneys like that nowadays? You know what I mean? He was devoted to his trade.
Well, John Morgan's too busy getting stoned all the time.
He was the Matlock of our day.
John Morgan, we don't officially know that. Please don't sue us. We release all liability to Tach Van Sickle.
Moving on, last one.
Sure, yeah.
All right, number one. All right, did you guys ever see that movie? It's from the 80s, Twilight Zone, the movie?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so scared of night flying in airplanes.
That's classic.
There was a movie?
Yeah, it's a great movie. I watched it a lot as a kid. Anyway, but I did not know this. Okay, actor Vic Morrow and two child actors, says their names, died on the set while filming Twilight Zone, the movie. When the Bell UH-1 Iroquois helicopter being used in the film, the climax of the movie's first segment destabilized and crashed. The scene was filmed at night at Indian Dunes Ranch in Santa Clara, California, and required Morrow to carry the two child actors through the river while the helicopter pursued at an altitude of about 25 feet overhead. Director John Landis instructed the pilot to take the vehicle even lower during one of the takes. A pyrotechnic went off while the helicopter's tail rotor was still over top of it, causing it to detach and send the vehicle into an uncontrolled spin. Morrow and the kids were decapitated by the helicopter's top blades.
Holy shit.
No, two of the people were decapitated. One was crushed by the helicopter falling. All 6 members in the helicopter were injured but survived. Footage of the accident, there's a video of this.
Not
That's
interested.
not on the movie.
No, I don't remember. That
They
scene
didn't
was
even
not,
have the
no.
scene at all. They cut it completely.
I think it was the Vietnam one, maybe. It's
maybe.
that story, if you remember the Vietnam story. where the guy kept going through different times. Yeah. And it looked like a Vietnam scene. So anyway, there's some other stuff on the story, but that's crazy. And you can watch the video
crap.
of it. And the video actually shows, like, from all different camera angles, too. So you can really... It happens so fast, you can barely see, like, the actual decapitation. But you see where they are. You see the blade going boom right there in the water. And you're like, oh, shit.
Damn.
It's bad. And you don't really see much. Yeah, it was quick how fast it happened. I guess, he did say something interesting. The actor's last words before beginning the stunt was, "Oh shit! I've got to be crazy to do this shot. I should have asked for a double." It was like his last sentence.
Jeez.
Eerie.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Tach, did you watch all of these videos?
Well, the other video I told you about where the comedian magician I'd seen that before.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of what almost inspired the whole list.
Some people like seeing that. Not that there's, anything wrong with it, but some people
things
like
I
seeing.
don't like seeing. I did watch this one because I know the movie. I've seen it a lot, and I was like, I didn't even know about this, so I just happened to look for it. Sometimes I can't watch too much death like that. Like, I get depressed, or it fucks with me, and I don't like it. And so I can't watch too much stuff like that.
I agree with that.
Scary movies. I have nightmares for weeks. They're still good.
So I do have a couple of cruel irony bonuses.
Sweet.
They're just really quick ones. Jimmy Heselden. Anybody know that name?
Oh yeah, I know him.
Oh, okay.
I knew him.
Was he a sponsor for you one time?
He was one of my sponsors.
He's the owner of the Segway motorized scooter company.
That's why he was a sponsor.
Died when he accidentally drove his Segway off a cliff.
Oh. He wasn't the brightest crayon in the box.
They say laughter is the best medicine, but apparently too much if it can kill you. Alex Mitchell of England learned this the hard way after laughing nonstop for 25 minutes during a comedy show called The Goodies. He died of heart failure from the lack of oxygen. Now, I actually looked into the story. He had some sort of condition, obviously. And the story isn't 100% true on what it's coming out to be.
And by the way, The Goodies that he was watching is a porn parody of The Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
Let me see your travel shuffle.
Sloth loves chunk.
Too easy.
The whole movie.
Yeah, everything in there.
The whole movie.
One eye, come on, one eye wheelie. Come on, really?
You goonie.
All right, so here's another one. The lifeguards of a New Orleans recreation department threw a pool party to celebrate the first drowning-free season ever. You can see where this is going.
Wait. They had people drown so often that they celebrated a year they didn't?
Yeah, we didn't kill anybody.
That's like the safety counter board on the wall. We are 14 days without an accident. And when I see that place, I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck happened 14 days ago to make you change your number?
The guy who was changing the number fell off the ladder. That's what happened 14 days ago.
Oh, the irony. They're always at one.
Yeah.
For some reason. You can't do it.
Despite the fact that more than half of the people in the attendance were lifeguards, and there were 4 lifeguards on duty during the party, the body of 31-year-old man who had drowned was discovered at the bottom of the pool.
Was he a lifeguard?
They were all lifeguards.
So how long was it until they noticed this body?
I don't know.
If they found him at the bottom of the pool, he was there for a while.
At the end of the night, after cleaning up, get out.
Have you ever partied with lifeguards? I'm just saying, those motherfuckers can party.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I have.
No.
Last one I got is a 28-year-old Russian man bet 2 women he could have nonstop sex with them for 12 hours.
Sounds like a Russian, pretentious Russian again.
That's an odd way to play Russian roulette.
One of you is going to win.
He won the $4,300 bet only to suffer a heart attack several minutes later because the entire bottle of Viagra he had ingested before the challenge.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh my God.
And that is all I got for the top 10 twisted and unusual deaths.
That's a good dude. That was a good top 10. I was interested to see how we were going to somewhat put a comedy twist on death, but knowing us, we're going to find a way.
Yeah.
Good
All right.
episode, good episode, Tach.
Thanks, buddy.
That was a good first time for me. I may never be the same. I've learned
Not a
things.
virgin anymore.
I've heard things.
So next Monday, You want to do one next Monday?
I can put a list together by next. Yeah, I can put a list together by next Monday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You don't happen to have an idea now, and you can do a little like teaser.
Oh yeah. So obviously. So let's give him an example of how the teasers work because we've done teasers in the past. What was one of your teasers? Because I can't remember. I can't remember mine at all.
It's something that does not give it away.
Yeah.
this is not working out the way you planned.
Let's say if his topic was on bad NFL calls in history, that's not a good topic. But if it's on bad NFL calls, his teaser could be think black and white shirts or think black and white outfit or something like that.
Something like that.
You know, that would be a good example teaser.
It's very vague. Yeah, very vague.
Well, you guys said that together.
Redheads.
Birds of a feather.
So, do you have an idea at all or no?
I have an idea, but I don't have an idea for a teaser.
All right.
That's okay. You don't always have good teasers.
Tease.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the
That
tease
was
tag.
the tease.
Ooh.
Yeah, teasers are hard to come up with.
Yeah, agreed. All right.
All right.
Is that
Well, no big
because it
deal.
was 3 dates?
What?
Tease.
I see what you did there.
Oh.
That was a throwback to Living Podcariously right there. That's what that was.
All right, Jay. So, is there any way people want to get a hold of you, or can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at jthefunny1. That's a numeric 1 at the end of it.
Is that a new Twitter handle? Because that's not the one I follow.
I have another one. It was sober guy at a bar.
Oh, I guess that's the one you give out at the bar. Huh?
Yeah, I changed that one when I started drinking again.
You started drinking again? Why?
Yeah, I started drinking again.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, life was better. I had to fix that. No, and then you can find me, weekend of October 21st at Gregory's Comedy Club in Cocoa Beach, Florida, along with Ken Miller and Justin Lawson.
I don't think we mentioned on the show, but he's a stand-up comic.
Yeah, I don't think we'd said it on this show, did we?
Oh, yes, by the way, I am a stand-up comic, marginally successful, mediocrely funny. Come out and see my shenaniganery.
All right.
At that show, will anybody else that I know, like either Duncan or Ray or any of those guys, be out there?
No, it's Gregory's Comedy Club. I will be the MC. Justin Lawson is featuring, and Ken Miller is headlining. Okay. We're a great Orlando area comics. They're some of the funniest guys that I know out of Orlando.
Sweet.
I'm excited to be hosting for them.
Did you ever do a show with Ross McCoy?
Yes, I did. Actually, I did a Tom and Dan podcast with him. Tom and Dan Tumbleweed Comedy
Tour.
Yeah, actually at Bug Nutties.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah, it was at Bug Nutties a couple months ago.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, I've listened to him all the time on Tom and Dan, so that's...
All right, so I guess that's going to wrap up this episode this week.
Sounds
Adam.
good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so where can we get a hold? Oh, yeah, so we still have the cheap general BS email address, which is the twisted10@gmail.com.
It still works.
And you can also follow us on Twitter at the twisted10. Anything else, Adam?
Yeah, check out Facebook page. That's where we put most of our pictures and episode links and things like that if you don't subscribe. But if you're listening to this, you already know where you're going to get it from anyway. But go to Facebook, leave us a message on there. It's facebook.com/thetwisted10.
All right, and to wrap it up, my name is Tach.
I'm Adam.
Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
All right, guys, have a great week. See ya.